Are you struggling with feeling stuck in your life journey? Does it seem as if the challenges or conflicts that you keep experiencing are on repeat? Healing through feeling could be your new way through to a more satisfying life. Now, here's the host of the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide, Sharyn Nichols.
Welcome, everyone, to today's show. We are going to be talking about human design, and I'm really excited about today's topic because as I get into it more and more, you will even hear why I am so excited. So today, though, I want to start with an incredible meditation. So wherever you are, receive a breath. I need to do that. I'm going to participate in this meditation today because it's just been one of those days. It is Monday. It is December 20th and it is 2021 and I have been traveling. And so I need to land back into my body. And I'm so grateful that you are all here listening, and welcome to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols. And I am going to do my best to rein it all in and be here. So thank you. So let's all receive a breath. And allow your eyes to close and receive another breath. In through the nose and then out through the mouth. Welcome to the present. Remember, it's all we have. Receiving a breath. And before we begin, remind yourself that this time is for you and you alone. Please allow no distractions, no worries, and no to-do lists to interfere with your time. Take a moment and make yourself comfortable where you are. Maybe straighten your back, straighten your back, and trace gentle circles with your nose, relaxing your neck, receiving a breath. Once you've reached a place of stillness, go deeper with your breath, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Again. Turn your awareness now to the ground beneath you. Firm, strong, holding you right where you are in this present moment. As you continue to breathe, allow your breath to travel from the crown of your head and feel it grow. Feel the crown grow this light and carry it light as a feather on down through your forehead, to your mouth, through your throat. Feel your rib cage loosen as it floats upwards from this light, sort of this pull, this gentle pull, strengthening, straightening your back, grounding you into the ground. Although as you breathe, it becomes harder and harder for you to stay anchored in the ground. As you are freed from your upper body as it pulls you upward, resist as you allow it to travel down through your arms, through your belly, And when you reach your hips, visualize two tight locks beginning to unscrew themselves. And on the count of 3, they're going to burst open. 1, 2, 3. Receiving a breath. Go through the rest of your body and gently release it. Your thighs, your knees, all the way down through your legs to your feet. Do a mental countdown from the big toe to the pinky toe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel that pinky loosen and let go. 5. You are free. Receiving a breath. Now imagine that you're standing in front of a mirror and begin to see yourself. No need to rush through this as you normally may. And please try to keep all judgmental thoughts away. Whenever you get the impulse to criticize your appearance, resist it. Let it go. Now looking into your reflection's eyes, what do you see? Is your reflection angry, sad, content? Notice and allow whatever feeling you see in the mirror to flow through you openly. Don't be afraid to let your reflection cry or scream. These emotions are a part of you. They're a part of your heart. They are normal and expected. Now with your eyes, trace your reflection in the mirror. Notice your nose, your lips, your teeth, and your skin. And if you would like, you can hold up a hand and caress your reflection in the mirror. Slowly, as you continue to let the negative feelings dissipate. Noticing your reflection begins to smile, and so do you. Gently wrapping your hands around yourself and give your reflection a big hug. Say this to yourself or out loud. I love you. I love you. Breathe that in. I love you. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Receiving a few more breaths. And when you are ready, allowing your eyes to open and coming back into the present moment. I'm just going to keep breathing for a moment and welcome you back. Thank you again so much for being here. Today's topic is about human design. And human design is the science of differentiation. I read that sentence so many times. What is differentiation? What does that mean? What is the science of differentiation? Because the words are so simple, except to break it down and break it down and break it down so it even makes sense. The simplest definition of differentiation is it is simply the process of becoming different. And as I have been saying from the very beginning of my podcasts, it's always about doing something different. You have a choice to do something different. Your thoughts and your feelings are going to be the same because that's how we've been conditioned. And where we have the choice is in doing something different. There's so much with human design. Human design is multi-layered, and there's the surface, and then there's this rip off this layer, and then go down to this layer, and this layer, and this layer, and layer. And I am only going to just be talking about the major things that if you know and can understand that this is what it will help you, because this is what's helped me and having a better understanding of myself, and then how to live my life in a more authentic way for me to help. It's helped me with my own conditioning. It's helped me answer the question of why I do what I do. And it's been an incredible tool. It is an incredible tool, and it has been an incredible tool that I have used with my therapy clients and with my coaching clients, because it allows me to explain you to you. And one of the most significant things also about human design that I love so much is that it is about each individual person is unique. No one is special. So there is no hierarchy. You are unique, because if someone is special, then someone has to be less than special. And I love that I get to be me and you get to be you, and we are equal no matter what. Doesn't matter what color your skin is. It doesn't matter what sex you are. It doesn't matter where you grew up. It doesn't matter what group you identify with. We are all unique human beings. That's it. And that, to me, has helped ground me, and it has given me such a sense of purpose. So that all being said, I'm going to start off with what human design is, that I got literally from Wikipedia, because it's really important to just know that this is where it came from and what it is. And so human design combines 4 things: astrology, the I Ching, Kabbalah, and Vedic philosophy, which is the chakras to me. So it was originated by Alan Robert Krakauer, and he published a book called The Human Design System under his pseudonym of Ra Uru Hu in 1992. He developed the human design system following a mystical experience that he had in Ibiza, Spain in 1987. And he goes into it, and it was incredible for him, and it changed his life. And he was then went about sharing this whole system with anyone and everyone who would listen. And he has taught it to multiple people, and it is something that I keep hearing more and more about. So when we come back from break, I'm going to give you a little bit more information and share a little bit more about my experience. So please come back. Thank you so much. You're listening to the Feel to Heal show on the Inspired Choices Network, and we'll be right back.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, and thank you. You are listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network. And today's topic is human design. And just before the break, I was just giving you the basic information about human design and where it all came from. I actually first heard about human design from one of my mentors, and in terms of this incredible woman has taught me so many different things, and I've just been following her and emulating where she has gone in her life because, like I said, I believe we only need to be one chapter ahead in the book. So for me, she's always been at least one, sometimes 2 or 3 chapters ahead in the book. She trained me in handprint analysis, and she started me on this journey of truly going deeper within and discovering human design. And her name is Beth Davis. And if you want to learn more about her, she's on Facebook and Aligned to Your Design. And there's my plug for Beth Davis. And anyway, bring this back around to me. Human design absolutely has changed my life. It has given me the opportunity to answer a lot of the questions as to why I do what I do. So I wanted to tell you that probably the best place to go is Jovian Archive, or jovianarchive.com, JOVIAN archive, ARCHIVE.com. There they explain what human design is, and it's where you can print out your human design body graph. You can find out your chart. You need to know your birth date, time, and place where you were born. And once you do get this printout and you see what your chart is, you will then learn what your type is, what your type, your strategy, and design is. So based on that, that's really what I'm going to be talking about today, which is just the basics. Because once I found out what I was, which I am, I will just tell you, I am a sacral generator. So my authority is sacral, which means that I have the for me to make decisions. I just need to check in with my gut for the answer. and I am a generator. And generators make up 71% of the population. I'm going to come back around to all of that. And so therefore my not self theme is frustration, which is where I did spend most of my life, in frustration, and where my signature, where I want to be, is in satisfaction. So there are 4 types. There are generators, like I said, make up 71% of the population. There are projectors, make up 21% of the population. And then there are manifestors, which make up 8% of the population, and reflectors, which make up 1% of the population. I'm not going to talk a lot about reflectors because they really are, like I said, they're 1% of the population and they're important. Although if you are a reflector, there's many other places to go to get more information. I'm going to start with talking about manifestors first, because manifestors are here to inform. That is their strategy. Their strategy is to inform. I realize I left out generators. Strategy is to respond. I'll come back around to that when I get back to generators. I apologize. I apologize if I sound like I'm all over the place. I just want to make sure that I remember to say everything that's really important. So manifestors are here to inform. And so they're here to, they have a repelling aura. It's not that they're not welcoming, they can be, except they're here to tell you what to do. So the best way for me to explain this is in the 1700s, when we were beginning with the agrarian societies, where we had the kings and the queens. They were the manifestors. They were here to inform. They would be like, okay, we need to build a castle over here. So then they would give it to the projectors, which make up 21% of the population, and they are the guides. They are here to oh my gosh, totally blanking on the projector. I'm gonna come back around to that. They're the guides. They see. They tell us what to do. Although in a different way than informing. They know how to then build the castle. So the manifestor would say, okay, the castle needs to go here. And then the projector would say, okay, we need this amount, we need this many stones and bricks, we need this amount of wood, we need this amount of iron. And then they would then give that. They are the architects. They would then give that to the generators, who are the worker bees. So we make up 70% of the population. 71% of the population, and we are here to just do. We are supposed to wake up in the morning and go, 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 go. We are the Energizer bunnies of the population. We are supposed to go, 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 and fall into bed at the end of the day and collapse. Whereas manifestors and projectors need to get into bed about an hour before they want to go to sleep, to sort of calm themselves. So then they can sleep, and they don't have the battery like we do. They are not here to go, go, go. And so I know everyone thinks that they're supposed to be manifestors. Yes, you can manifest things in your life. That doesn't mean that you are a manifestor. So yes, there's different definitions of the word manifest and manifestor and manifesting. So a manifestor in human design is here to inform. They come up with the idea and they give it to a projector to come up with the way to do it, the architect of it, the guide, and then the guides give it to the generator. See, it is a bit hierarchical. And then at the same time, we're all equally important. We are all unique and an important part of the whole. So I'm going to bring it back around. I think I went off and I'm going to come back. So this is what I got off of Jovian Archive, because I think it's really important. So with human design, you can discover what makes you different from everyone else. So it offers profound insights into your psychology, along with strategies and techniques for making correct decisions. So your authority, as I mentioned before, is the decision-making process that you innately have to support you in making correct decisions. So I was off for a while in terms of not listening to myself and my own authority. I was allowing others, my conditioning from others as to how to make decisions. And I realized why I was getting so frustrated. Bringing it back around. Just going to take a breath. Thank you. So the beautiful thing about human design, with its strategies and techniques for making correct decisions, will ultimately, or can ultimately, lead you to a life of more ease and fulfillment. I can't stress enough how I changed my life by living my type, my strategy, and my authority. Because I know that I am a generator and that I'm supposed to go, go, go. And because I now listen to my gut and really check in with my gut before I make a decision, rather than riding the wave, but we'll get there in a minute, and waiting to respond. Because that's the other thing. As a generator, the universe is always giving us things to respond to. As a generator, I'm here to respond. As the manifester is here to inform. So the universe is not always giving them things to respond to. And projectors must wait for the invitation. That's what I was leaving out. That's what was not coming to me. Projectors must be invited. And so and the universe they're always, projectors are afraid that they aren't going to be invited. So they may feel to you that you probably do know some projectors, because projectors see things. Projectors know how to get things done. Remember, they're the guides. So since because they are unconsciously afraid that they will never be asked what they think or what they see, they will then sometimes blurt out what you should do or how things should be done. And although once they wait for the invitation, then they are also in alignment with themselves. So another beautiful thing about human design is it's not built on belief or faith, but it is a logical, empirical system that offers you the opportunity to experiment with it and find out what works for you. I can't begin to tell you how much trial and error, the things that I have done, and human design has completely changed my life trajectory. As I mentioned before, it's given me the answers to some of the whys that I had about myself and why I do what I do and why I did what I did. The reason why I made the choices that I made. It's allowed me to take so much more responsibility for my life. I've let go of so much of the blame and the anger and the frustration that I have been with. I've been able to go much deeper and work with my purpose and why I'm actually really here. And I've learned that actually one of the reasons why I'm here is to share of myself. It's to tell stories. It's to be authentic and be present. So when we come back from break, I'm going to talk more about human design, and I'm going to talk more about manifestors, projectors, and generators. And I look forward to seeing you back. Thank you so much. You're listening to myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network, and the Feel to Heal show. See you back in a couple of minutes.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network. And today's topic is human design. And before the break, I was sharing about the basics of human design, which are your type, your strategy, and your authority. And being a generator, being a sacral generator, has given me the opportunity to just go deeper and within. So I feel as though I want to talk a little bit more about authority. So 50% of the population has emotional authority. Doesn't actually even matter whether you are a generator, a projector, a manifester, or a reflector. 50% actually, reflectors don't have emotional authority because they don't have anything. Anyway, they have a completely different, they have a lunar authority. Reflectors must wait 28 days before they make before they have clarity and before they really should make a big decision. I want to go back to emotional authority. So emotional authority is truly about riding the wave. And so what I have been saying to anyone who will listen is that if you have emotional authority, or you were raised by somebody who has emotional authority, and chances are, because 50% of the population, so one out of the two of you, me, us, them, however you want to look at it, has emotional authority, you must ride your wave. So at the top of the wave is you're either, the wave can be excitement, it can be anger, and it could be fear. So it could be happy. Either way, you should not, and I'm not a shoulder, although I'm shoulding on you, should not be making decisions at the top of the wave. You must ride the wave to clarity. So, and the way that I also, the way that looks for me and how I've been describing it is riding the wave. And that moment when the wave hits the shore, just before it retracts back in, there's that split second moment of clarity. That's there where the decision can be made. And sometimes it doesn't even happen. You just have to then take a breath and know that making the decision at the top of the wave is not the right way to go. And I truly believe that we have, there's the buyer's remorse law. I'm assuming it's in most states. I know it's here in California. Whereas I think you have 5 days to break a contract, and I truly believe that came to be because so many people were making decisions at the top of their wave, and then they realized that it wasn't the correct decision for them. So, living my type generator, my strategy waiting to respond, and my sacral authority has allowed me to take a breath, to center myself and check in with my gut. It has forced me to be present. There's so much to human design. I just have to take a breath. So if you are a projector and therefore as a projector, you must wait to be invited. And if you have emotional authority, you're going to be so caught up at the top, like I mentioned, that you're just going to want to blurt. So the four main types have, I know I mentioned the four main types. Then there are three main authorities. There's actually 7 of them. However, the first one is 50% of the population is emotional. Then there's sacral, and then there's splenic. And the others are important. However, if you find out that you have a different authority, then reach out to me, Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. And I can definitely point you in the right direction to give you more information. You can also go on to Jovian Archive. They also have incredible workshops, but not, oh my gosh, the word is failing me. It'll come back to me. Anyway, they are a great resource of information. And so I know I talked enough about sacral. Sacral is the or the I just have to check in. Is it it's not a yes or no, because the yes or the no comes from the mind. It's about the or the it's the guttural. And then it's about asking my sacral questions. And then if I'm really caught up, it's about asking someone else to ask me the questions that I need. I've sometimes have given them the questions or just asked them to ask me questions to help me to determine the or the for myself. And so splenic authority, it's a little bit, I refer to as a little hum that you get sort of in your side. And it's fleeting. It's going to be like that. So you really have to be present within yourself, be in the moment for you to hear it or feel it as to what is right for you. I'm sorry, my mind, there's so many other things that I want to share, although it's going to take us all off. So I'm going to bring it back around. And I'm thinking, just so you know, I am thinking about what would be best for me to talk about. Human design can help you figure out you. It can bring you closer to your life purpose. It can even actually, part of human design will even tell you what your life purpose is. So my clients, okay, thank you. I'm thinking. So I'm just going to say thank you to since I'm waiting to respond, I'm responding. So I'm saying thank you to you for giving me things to respond to. I have a client who was just completely out of alignment. She was a blurter. She was, she came off sort of being like a bully, and people were afraid of her, and people didn't want to be around her because she didn't know how to reel it in. She was so afraid that she was going to not be invited or not included or not heard, that she would run roughshod over everybody. And especially with the emotional authority, she was always coming from a place of being at the top of her wave and being outside of her theme. She was living in she was coming from a place of bitterness. It was the fear that if she didn't speak what she needed to say, that then she would be bitter. And so she wasn't thinking about how she could actually be successful. So like I mentioned, as a generator, my not self theme was frustration. And so my signature, where I knew that I always wanted to be with, was living with a sense of satisfaction. And so manifestors' not self theme is anger. And ultimately what they want to be with is peace. And a projector, their not self theme is bitterness, and they just want to experience success. They just want to feel successful. And so the not self theme of a reflector is disappointment. And so they just want to be in surprise or happiness. And so bringing it back around to my client, once she learned what she was, that she was a projector that had emotional authority, and that she needed to wait to be invited, her whole life changed. She was able to let go of how bitter she was feeling about not being included. People didn't want to be around her. I didn't want to be around her in the beginning. And I, of course, now was dealing with countertransference. What did that mean? What was she giving off? And I really didn't understand in the very beginning of my own journey into figuring out human design and what it really meant. And so once I understood it and was able to explain it to her, she softened around the edges. It was incredible. Like her whole face and demeanor completely changed. She stopped repelling because nobody wanted to be around her. I know I keep repeating myself, although she was then able to show up as herself. She started to realize that she actually was more successful than she thought she was. She was able to let go of the bitterness that she had been experiencing and just being herself and feeling more successful. She rode her wave. She waited till she got to the moment of clarity. She waited until she was invited and then was able to respond whether the invitation was correct for herself or not. So, when we come back from break, we're going to continue with talking about our strategy, our type, our strategy, and our authority. Thank you. You're listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network, and I look forward to talking more when we come back from break. See you in a bit.
At different times on our life journey, we can feel stuck and struggle with seeing our way through. What if the answer to the struggle is just to go deeper than the surface? By tuning in to Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show, with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols, you'll receive insight and guidance on exploring your feelings in order to heal yourself. Are you ready to create a more satisfying, peaceful, and successful life? Listen for the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols Show with licensed marriage and family therapist and life guide Sharyn Nichols. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also ask questions or comments by email by sending to Sharyn Nichols at feeltoheal.com. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back. Thank you. You are listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, and today's topic has been about human design. And I'm going to bring it all in. I was all over the place. I wasn't trusting of myself and my whole decision-making process, which is also why I spent so much time being frustrated and out of alignment with my own design. And as I mentioned before, me saying yes to this podcast was a huge decision, and I sat with it, even though and I kept checking in with my gut over and over again and saying, because I, of course, my mind was saying, no, you can't do this. You may fail because, that was one of my biggest fears. The tomato fear, that the fact that as soon as I start speaking, you're literally going to throw tomatoes at me. That's part of my hand design. It's part of my fingerprint hand analysis. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And the reason why I knew ultimately that it was the right decision for me to say yes to doing the podcast was because my gut was screaming at me, yes, yes, and yes. And now I'm going to bring it back. So when I was 8 years old, I realized that in order for me to be in my family of origin, that I needed to ride the wave of my parents, not good or bad. It just is. I love them. They are incredible. This is not a criticism. This is just now me looking back and making sense and understanding why I did what I did and why I made the decisions that I made prior to me fully understanding what sacral authority really was all about. And so it was about them riding their wave. So part of human design is that we get conditioned very, very easily by those around us, and especially our parents and teachers, because they are the ultimate outer authority to us. And so my parents rode a wave, and so I learned how to ride a wave, although I didn't know how to ride it appropriately. So I would start making decisions at the top of the wave because I completely stopped listening to my sacral, because it was the only way for me as an 8-year-old to survive in my family. Again, there is no judgment. I'm not a victim. It's just in the noticing. It's how I know my life has been, and it's unfolded because of this, which is wonderful and amazing. And because now I know this, I've been able to look at my life through a different lens, which is what I have been talking about from the beginning with this podcast, and why it's so important to feel your feelings so you can heal yourself, because that's what this was for me. I was feeling so frustrated, and I knew that the pain pushes until the vision pulls. I was so tired of feeling frustrated that I kept searching and looking for the why I was feeling the way that I was feeling, so then I could do something about it. So I didn't have to continue to feel the way that I was feeling on such a continual basis. So I need to tell you that at the end of every show, I mean, in the beginning, I was frustrated with myself because I wasn't living up to the standard that I thought I should. And yes, I hear you. I'm shitting on myself. And so since I was able to dial it back, now after every show, I walk away feeling satisfied because I was present for each and every moment. I was authentic. I showed up as as myself as best as I could in the moment, because that's all that I've got. And I realized in the beginning, I was looking for, I was doing that struggle within myself to be the best right out of the gate. First show had to be perfect because, of course, that's also part of it was one of the things that kept me frustrated, because allowing myself to know and feel and be with imperfection is perfection. That was a mind expander, a mind blower. That imperfection is perfection allowed me to actually be raw and be open and share of myself, being authentic, not having to hide, not being afraid of being judged, because as I've said before, we all judge, can't help it. It's what we do. It's one of the human conditions, not how, and we've been conditioned to judge. It's both. It's innate. It has to do with the fact that we have executive reasoning and functioning. That's how we judge. We have to put it through that filter. That's how we can discern and decide what is right for ourselves. It's about riding the wave, because we've all been conditioned to ride the wave. So it's about you knowing what your type, your strategy, and your authority is, so you can live the authentic life for yourself that is so intrinsic. And I am making a huge assumption here that this is the way that you do want to be in your life. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be listening to me. You wouldn't be going on your own journey of reflection, of going deeper, of going within, because that's what I am all about. That's what this podcast for me has been about. It's about me figuring out how to be the best Sharyn Nichols that I possibly can be, given all of my experiences. And so all of my wins and all of my failures, to learn from all of them. Because you get one shot at this. This is the only chance you get this lifetime. That's what you've got. So you might as well just be present. And so human design is a great way for you to understand yourself better, and why you do what you do, and why you have been conditioned the way that you have been conditioned. So it's about deconditioning. And so one of the things that really struck me and got me and started me on this is because Ra Uruhu said that it takes 7 years to decondition. And so I'm in year 5, and I am so grateful that I even started this process. So thank you so much for listening to me and bearing with me and being a part of this incredible journey so far for me. This is my last live show of 2021. And I just want to say thank you so much. Have an incredible holiday season. I look forward to seeing you all next year. I have some incredible topics for January. And in February, we're going to be talking a lot about love. And so next week's show is the replay of my show on love. And then I'm going to expand on it in February. And I am so excited. Thank you so much. You're listening to the Feel to Heal show with myself, Sharyn Nichols, on the Inspired Choices Network. Take care. Have a safe holiday season. Love you all.
Thank you for choosing to listen to the Feel to Heal with Sharyn Nichols show. Sharyn Nichols will return next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Mountain, and 3 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, give up the struggle, feel all you need to feel, and make this week your best one yet.